What's up, y'all? What is happening? It is Wednesday at around 10 a.m. Lovely Wednesday here in Los Angeles, California. Been busy, man. Schedule got a little jumbled up, but it's all good. Everything's all good. Rogan on Monday. Brian had meetings, so there's no firing the kid. But it's fun to sit down with Rogan. I felt like we had to do it, especially after the biggest, what I think is the best pay-per-view of all time for a number of reasons, which I'll get into. But I think, we had to do a podcast for the biggest UFC pay-per-view of all time. And then yesterday had Firing the Kid, and then today we have Big Brown Breakdown. Oh, and then last night I had stand-up, which is a lot of fun. Belly Room. You've been to the Belly Room, right, Jen?
I don't think so.
No?
Which one's the Belly Room?
It's the upstairs one at the Comedy Store.
No, never.
No? Mm-mm. Yeah, Belly Room. So there's the main room, which I think you've been to the main room. That's the big one. Then there's the OR, where it's like, it's smaller. That's where like the straight pros are, like professionals, like Chris Rock, all the monsters are there. And then the, Belly Room's monsters there, but it's like small, like maybe seats 60 people. Mm. It was cool though. D'Elia's back from Australia. He had a bunch of new material about Australia. He destroyed everybody. It was great. And then we got Theo Von on the Firing the Kid. And there's just a lot going on in the fight world right now. It's good to be a fight fan, especially after this past weekend. And trying to think about stuff you guys haven't heard on Rogan already, or that I've covered on Firing the Kid. But that's what's so great about this sport. It's like it's obviously for women too. I'm not saying that, but it's like a male soap opera almost. There's always something going on. Like last night, right before I'm about to go on stage, I get a text from Rogan that goes, Till, Wonder Boy. I was like, holy I saw that shit. Too. Are you kidding me? So I freaked out on that. And we'll get more into it. Doesn't sound like it's actually going to happen. But on UFC 217, we, especially me, I might be the front runner for this, but it's not that I throw shade on it. It's just that fight of GSP Michael Bisping never made sense to me. It still doesn't. And the reason it didn't make sense to me is because where we're at now. Mm-hmm. That it hijacks that middleweight division. And me, I preach super fights, and I like super fights and what gets ratings and what, cross over to pop culture and what's going to make the most noise. I don't know what's going on with my allergies either. Me and Jen were just talking about allergies. I think I'm dying. But with the main event of GSP and Bisping, the reason I don't like it is because it hijacks the division. So we don't know what George is going to do. He fought Michael Bisping, what I think, because it was the perfect scenario for him to make a comeback. Not a lot of risk. Yes, Bisping is a monster and his cardio is ridiculous, but when you look at like finish capabilities as far as knocking him out, submitting him, it just wasn't there. And George St. Pierre is a guy who plays it safe. He looks pros versus cons, and that's the way he fights, and which is why he's the best of all time. Is he the most exciting? I don't know. It's up for debate, but sorry, guys. The reason I like the fight is just because where do we go now? And here we are in limbo now, right? So George did work, beat Michael Bisping. And I get some hate on this because I've talked about this, but watching George, and I know it's 4 years ago, but watching George previously to this, right when George came out, I didn't think he looked good. I thought he looked flat-footed. I thought he looked heavy. I didn't think Bisping showed up in tip-top Bisping form. I thought Bisping showed too much respect and didn't do his thing and apply more pressure because he was so afraid of the takedown. And that's due to the fact that there's a little bit of, it's almost a trigger for Bisping where they trained in 2006 or 2008, and GSP, from what I've heard, just mopped the floor with him. Did whatever he wanted, took him down, kind of just had his way with him. Even if that was years and years ago, and Bisping's obviously improved, he's one of the best middleweights of all time. If he beat GSP, you could say best of all time, but didn't, so you can't. So when they were training, though, when you have those kind of situations, and it just, it's kind of like childhood trauma. It just sticks with you. You can never get over it. Even if you've evolved as a fighter, it's tough to deal with. So I thought that had a huge effect on Bisping and the way he fought. But again, back to George, I'm not critiquing George as a person. When I critique any fight, I don't critique them as a person. I critique them as far as their skills and their performance. I love George. I love Bisping too. But I literally think it's one of George's worst performance. Even after a 4-year layoff. I thought he got tired very quickly. I thought he ate some shots where if you're fighting a Whitaker, a Yoel Romero, a Luke Rockhold, you're not getting out of there alive, or Woodley. He did a great job neutralizing Bisping, not letting him get to the cage, which was a big takeaway. And, how good is Michael Bisping getting back up to his feet? He's one of the best to ever do it. He looked amazing. But, and you can tell George still doesn't like to get hit. He was shying away from the jabs with the right hands. He would turn his head, which Brian brought up on the Fighting the Kid. He would blink, turn and close his eyes on some of the jabs. But, for him to have a 4-year layoff, come back right into the thick of things, Madison Square Garden, one of the biggest card of the year, and get a win, how can you hate on the guy? When I hate on him, maybe I'm comparing him when he was at 170 in his prime, which isn't fair to do. So what now? And this is why I didn't like the fight. Everyone's like, God, you threw so much shade at this card. No. I loved the card. The card, besides this main event, was ridiculous. You look at those matchups, and I always said TJ Cody should have been the main event. And this is why, because now what? Now what do you do with George? George, he's not fighting at 85, even though Dana says he is. It's in his contract. But like I've said previously, those contracts, especially if you're a star and you have draw power, it's like a pinky promise. It's not. I don't want to say they're not real, because you can get into some trouble, especially if you try doing something that would devalue the UFC or try to bounce another organization. They have the best lawyers in the business, which is why they're where they're at. I'm saying from an aspect of, yeah, I know he said he would do it because he doesn't want this to become kind of a all super fight business, him meaning Dana. But if you hear Freddie Roach speak about it, you hear Faraz, you hear even George himself avoided all questions about fighting at middleweight, everything. Yep. And Whitaker's out of the top 10 is the smallest middleweight, but he's the champ. I don't see George taking that fight. I think it'd be a bad idea for him. I think George, if he does fight, it's not going to be for another long. You're going to have a long layoff. It's not going to be soon. I think he does another long layoff. And if he does, it's Woodley at 70. And that's depending on Woodley's shoulder and surgery and stuff like that, but that's the only fight. And being close to the source of George St. Pierre in the dream situation, if he wants to fight, it goes Woodley, Conor. That's the plan.
Mm-hmm. I think Bisping even called that before the fight.
What did he say?
He said that even though he was contractually obligated to fight Whitaker, that the reality is GSP can do whatever he wants afterwards. He can go down. It's gonna be, if it makes more money, the UFC would be a part of it too.
Yeah, exactly.
No matter what he says.
Exactly. I think that's a good point, Shannon. But also, I think with George, the reason why they go, no, he's fighting Whitaker next. That's happening. Well, let's just think about it. Any time we knew what fight was going to be next, they bring the guy typically inside the octagon. He's cage side for a reason. He's doing media. He's doing interviews before the fights, all during fight week. If he's cage side, they bring him in. So you have your promo there. They showed him on camera. That's it. They didn't bring him in. There's none of that. And the reason why they go, no, he's fighting Whitaker is because Whitaker doesn't have a fight. He's coming off surgery. He's your champ, right? He just dismantled dudes. So then you have You can't say, all right, George isn't going to fight him because then Whitaker's like, what the fuck am I doing? It devalues Whitaker's career and what he's doing. There's like, well, it's a slap in my face, man. So to save face, they go, no, he's going to fight him. And then when you see it unfold, it's like, well, he's going to vacate it. So now Whitaker's your real middleweight champion. And he's going to fight Luke Rockhold next year.
That sounds about right.
That's what I think. But the whole card, man, was great from top to bottom. I missed the Fight Pass fights. People sent me highlights. Appreciate you guys. Whoever sends those, I really appreciate you. OSP walk-off home run against Corey Anderson. He's quietly becoming just this dark horse in the light heavyweight division. The Walt Harris stuff, I thought it was a dirty move no matter what he says. I did think he intentionally meant to kick Godbeer in the face. I don't think he's a bad dude. I just think, he fucked up. Let's not crucify him for it. Who knows what happens, but that's 2 losses in a row for him. And then, Jesus Christ, James Vick, Joseph Duffy. James Vick is just, I think he's won 10 in a row now?
I don't know.
He's flying under the radar, and Joseph Duffy is no walk in the park. That's a tough freaking fight, man. So he lost to Dariush KO, but he's 9-1 in the UFC. With some really good wins.
Yep.
Kid's a monster, man. Kid is a straight up monster. That lightweight too. That lightweight's getting crazy. And then when the main card, I put this on it on social media. I was glad I was off, saying they're all decisions, in my opinion. And I don't think it was too much of a stretch to say that. When I look at the matchups, I see how close they are. For the most part, I thought it was going to be a lot of decisions. Nope. Turns out it's the best pay-per-view of all time. Johny Hendricks, I just wish he would stop. I don't like seeing him at 85. It's just a shell of himself, and there's nothing wrong with stopping. He had a ridiculous career, man. Shout out to Johny Hendricks, but stop fighting, brother. Stop it. Because the Paulo Costa, I'm not yet ready to write him off and say, oh, go fight Luke Rockhold. No. Johny Hendricks isn't a real middleweight. He's not even a real contender. He's not even a top, 30 guy in that division right now. So let's see what's next for Paulo Costa. Dime piece, passed the test with Johny Hendricks, but he has a ways to go. He looked good. And Thompson versus Jorge Masvidal. It's a bummer for Masvidal. So that's 2 losses in a row to the top contenders. Chance of you getting a title shot? Not good.
Not for a while, right?
No. When you lose to Maya, and that comes for to sit, and then and kind of 2 snooze fests too. Not that it was a snooze fest, but it wasn't exactly a fight of the night.
Yeah, it was mostly Stephen Thompson just attacking. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, it was a tough matchup for Jorge, even though I picked him as a dog, just because he's so damn game. And for Wonder Boy, the announcement of the Till Wonder Boy fight is coming out, but then Helwani reported that his coach, aka his father, was like, that ain't the fight. We're not agreeing to that. Why would we take that fight?
Yeah.
And then, I suppose he has 2 either torn ligaments or broken thumbs. So he's out for a while. So there's no way Till Wonder Boy happens, especially in, what did they say, February?
I don't know what the date was.
Yeah, what I heard was February.
Yeah, February 24th
not
in
happening.
England.
Nope, not happening. I wonder why Dana said that. Maybe he just didn't know what Wonder Boy injuries, stuff like that.
So it came from that guy Lance Pugmire from Los Angeles Times. He's the one that said that Dana was talking about it, but it didn't mean that he actually announced it. It was just maybe like
something they
word of
wanted
mouth.
to do.
Yeah. So who knows what really happened?
So that means Dana was doing an interview, and they're like, "Oh, what do you want to do with Till, or what's next for Wonder Boy?" He's like, "Shit, I'd love to see Wonder Boy and Till in England. That'd be sick."
Yeah, that's probably what happened. I'm guessing. See,
but Dana's not going to throw this out. Like, he says a lot of stuff, but he's not going to throw out, I'm moving the UFC card from Orlando to England so Darren Till can fight Wonder Boy. The day is February 24th, Till Wonder Boy.
If he said that verbatim, then I would say, yeah, that's a good thing.
But this guy's not making this up.
Yeah.
I think Dana thought about it and was like, that'd be a sick fight. Let's do this. Wonder Boy's not injured, but he just didn't know to the extent what's going on. I think you're going to get Till fighting February 24th. but it's not going to be against Wonderboy. There's no, unless, they talk Wonderboy into it, but there's no way with his, if you saw the pictures Ariel posted of his thumbs, if they're broken ligament damage. So, I mean, it's literally not happening in February. And I got to be honest, not that I doubt Till, that he is so goddamn talented, and I'm on his bandwagon. I'm in. If there's enough room, Till, let me in that motherfucker. I'm a huge fan now. I love the fight as a fan. From a business aspect, if I'm Till's guy, I go, whoa. You're still on the shit contract, man. You're going to fight Wonderboy, the best striker in the division for this contract. Give us the winner of Perry, homeboy, the Argentinian homeboy. Give us Kobe Covington, another, some young guy. But why you want to fight these legends right now on the contract you're on? It doesn't make a lot of sense. Then you say, well, you beat him, you're in title shot. You can renegotiate once you get to the title shot. Yeah, there's a point to that. But when I saw it, I'm like, Jesus Christ, they're throwing Till right there, man. No chill. No chill at all. Yeah. Fuck. Can a brother breathe? Can we develop a superstar? Because remember, his fight against Cowboy, as big as a win as that was, and he just dismantled Cowboy, that's on Fight Pass. Most people did not see that.
Sucks.
Most people go, oh, Cowboy lost. Guys who are balls deep into mixed martial arts go, holy shit, we watched it. And it was Till's coming out party. But that's not the majority. Now, were they going to do it in England, Liverpool? Yeah, he's a freaking huge draw. Big deal there. And they all saw it. He can't even walk the streets there, which is great for him. But I was like, Jesus, man, let a brother breathe. Yeah. There's a lot of capabilities there. But let's say worst case scenario, and I like Till's chances against Wonderboy. I like it a whole lot. He's bigger. I think he has better hands. Not better kicks, but he has better hands. His chin, there's a lot of things I love about Till, and I think he's a better grappler too. That being said, let's say worst case scenario, Till loses that fight. All your momentum's gone because you lost to the, number 2 guy in the world? Fuck, man. But then the upside, you beat him, we're going Sizzler.
Yeah. By
Sizzler, meaning you're fighting for the title, you're in that top 5 range now, hang on. But you only get, to be honest, especially in that division, you get one shot, man. What's the rush? The world just found out about Till. Not that he can't beat Wonderboy. I like him against anyone in the top 10. Let's take out fucking 10 through 5. Let's build this hype. He's good enough where he can do it. I don't think that's a risk. I think he beats Colby right now. He's ranked number 3.
Yeah, that's a pretty crazy
ranking. I think he beats Woodley. He just dismantled Cowboy. I think he beats the brakes off Damian Maia. I think Masvidal it'd be a home run for Till. You go through 70, there's not a lot of good matchups for people. Till's a nightmare. All I'm saying, let a brother breathe. Mm-hmm.
Question on that, though. So since he's supposed to, if Perry wins against Ponzinibbio, he was supposed to go against Perry, right? Yeah, it's a huge if. So because Perry's super dangerous, so if Till actually fought Perry and then lost, is that better a risk than him going with Wonderboy?
Oh, that's a good question. The only thing is that, so it's a good question, Jim. But if it's Perry and Till, you have 2 young lions.
Yeah.
So if you're the UFC, at least one young line's moving on.
There you go.
And you can, so you still have that investment in the young crop of the 170-pound division. If Wonderboy, if you know what, it's like being a hunter. I'm not a fucking hunter, but here's my analogy. When you take out that head bull, animal activists go, that's so fucked up. It's like, no. I'm taking out that head bull because they're going to destroy all these young up-and-comers. Mm-hmm. So, if you want that old bull, Wonderboy, Robbie Lawler, Maia, Masvidal, all these, Woodley, if you want all these guys and you want to throw these young calves at them, they take them out, you're going to be stuck with these old bulls. I don't know, man. But yeah, it's a double-edged sword because these guys beat these legends, people that know of. I just they're gonna do it. Why not build it up? Why not tell Till's story more? And if you're Till, you're not getting paid to fight the Wonder Boys of the world. You're not even in the same ballpark as these top 10 guys. You're in that contract, man. That's why when he called out Pierre, I like that. Mm-hmm. Even though Kobe's number 3, I like it. There's a lot of great matches for him. That Wonder Boy fight's great, but you hear Wonder Boy's father talk, who's his head coach and makes a lot of the majority of his decisions. He's saying his thumbs are messed up, and we don't want the Till fight. There's nothing in it for us.
Fighting backwards, not
which is, if you're Wonder Boy, it's like you just beat Masvidal. Where if Masvidal won, probably would have got a title shot. So, and we're gonna fight Till, this fucking young, huge lion that could possibly beat us. Why? What's Till now? 7, 9?
I think 9,
something like that. I thought he was 7. He should be 7.
I'll take a look right now.
But just back to that, with Wonder Boy, his dad's saying, we've been asking for Robbie Lawler. We need Robbie Lawler because how are you going to talk us out of, why are we not in the title conversation? You're not in the title conversation because Woodley's still the champ. As soon as Woodley loses, Wonder Boy's back. There ain't no one in the world that wants to see you guys fight 3 times. I'm not trying to sit through that again. And I know some people go, I think it's fun to watch. Rogan especially, he goes, I think it's fun to watch. It's kind of this chess match, and that's the only way to beat Wonder Boy. I get that. I agree. Maybe that is the only way to beat Wonder Boy. I'm not trying to see that, though. I've seen that movie. All right, cool, man. I get why you made it. I get why it happened. I don't want to see that shit again. I want to see part 2 and 3. Sure as fuck don't want to see 3. 1 was fun. 2, I'm good, man. Yeah, so he goes, we've talked to no one about fighting Till. Ray Thompson says this. Not sure how this is a done deal. As for Till, he needs to fight through the murderers row at welterweight like Wonder Boy did to get to the top, which is fair. That's not the lay of the land these days, but it's fair. But if you're Till, you want to go through that because you're going to destroy all those guys and renegotiate your contract. Because how much did he make? How much did he make to fight Cowboy? Can you look that up?
Is that what you meant by 7-9? I thought you meant like 7-9 in a row. Which UFC was it?
So UFC paid him $2,500. Darren Till made 16 to show. So he's on 16. So just to be clear right now, he's on 16 and 16, $32,000. Then he gets $2,500 from Reebok. And then he got performance of the night bonus, $50,000. So you go, hold up, bro. So he made basically $85,000 to fight Don Cerrone. And the only reason he made that is because he got the $50,000 bonus, performance of the night. $85,000 for $85,000 to fight a motherfucker like Don Cerrone is not great.
That's with all that stuff.
That's with everything, man.
$50,000 for performance of the night.
But at the end of the day, and even if he's, if he's main event, you're going to get some boost. But 16 and 16 is your pay grade. You're at 16 and 16 fighting Don Cerrone. Now I agree paying him 16-16 because he didn't fight anyone. It's his way. It's his coming out party. It's a huge risk for the UFC. There's all that. But I mean, you look at the payouts. Bottom tier on the card, my man. Sam Alvey makes more than you. You're making the same money as Josh Emmett. Marcin Held, who, God, he's had a tough go. I mean, he won this last one, but he makes more than you. Granted, he's a vet from Bellator. I'm just saying, you look at it, Warley Alves makes more than you. So do you get what I'm saying here? Yeah. Like, if you're going to fight these guys, you should be compensated for it.
So fight the people on the lower end of the bracket.
I don't know what his contract's at. He should be somewhere close to probably a 6-fight deal. And he has how many fights? 3. So what's he on, 4 or 5 now? He has to be damn close. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has to be super close.
So he usually gets 6?
Depends. Sometimes the tie guy's up in a 9-fight deal. It should be 6. Might be he should be right around there.
Five-fight UFC deal.
When did he sign this?
Let's see.
One of the top welterweight prospects in the UFC was sticking around for a few.
So this was taken on August 1st of this year. So it's brand new.
So
let's see this fights real quick.
And it's 16 and 16 was the deal he signed. At the time, maybe it made sense.
So he has 2 fights since. So he has 3 more. So yeah, probably better to do the lower tier, right?
That'd be my game plan for him. It's a lot of risk, but all of this is. You know, on the other aspect, you can say, well, if he fights Wonder Boy, then he fights like Robbie Lawler, and then, you know, who knows who's next, a Damian Maia, any of those guys. Sponsorships, all that, but I don't know, man. That'd be my game plan for him. I like him against anyone. I'm just saying as far as a financial standpoint.
A lot of people ask you that, too, on questions.
Do they?
They say, like, what would you do if you were managing this person or you were taking control of the UFC? What would you do here, here, and here?
And now Till, he's foaming at the mouth. That's why I love this kid. That's what you want. But the people who aren't fighters, who are the business side, they're holding the reins, going, whoa, no, I get it. You want to destroy him, and you probably would. But here's why we're doing this. Now your job's to win. So these plans are based off you winning, which is a big if. But that's when I map this out for you. Here's the plan. Here's the end goal. Do you want to shortcut and go there? I'm sure it's all going to work out either way, but that'd be my plan for him. Mm-hmm. And then Rose versus Joanna, which was, you know, I think the most surprising thing of the night.
I would say yes. For me, absolutely, yeah.
Jaw dropping.
Yeah.
Just, you know, Joanna, and she's just kind of destroyed everyone, and she was going to break Ronda Rousey's record, and she's finally feeling herself in the limelight, and she's becoming a fan favorite in the arena. She walks into, the crowd roars, and we finally got one at 115, and then MMA gods go, nah,
yep.
Goosh, left hook, even though I just threw my right hand, but left hook, Rose Namajunas. You know, in the build-up, Rose is a bit of a strange bird. You know, and Brian and Rogan said the same thing. They go, I think she should be the biggest star of all time. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I'm just saying, going off previous stars that cross over, she doesn't have those similar traits. She has the skills. She has the look. Does she have the gift of the gab?
Yeah.
I would say no.
Yeah, I agree.
Not right now.
Unless she changes the game entirely and does a brand new thing that people like.
But then you lose your original fan base because they like you because you're original and it's refreshing, which is why I like her.
But, that's what I meant.
But original refreshing,
doesn't
mean pop culture, crossover.
It doesn't seem like right now.
I don't think so. And you hear on the, I've heard her on all these other interviews that she's doing right now. She's 11 from Stranger Things. She's great. I fucking love Rose. Does it cross? No, and to be honest, I don't think she wants that. I don't think she's ready for it. I don't think she wants that. I think she just wants to keep winning fights, stay the champion. And you look at, the road for her at 115 in that women's division, and it is a nightmare. And the rematch makes sense because you look at Joanna, and she's murked everyone else. I don't see Joanna versus anyone else. Yeah. I want to see Joanna in the rematch. I think these girls fight 10 times. I'd probably say Joanna wins the majority of those. Mm-hmm. And I'm not taking anything away from Rose, but
they still haven't updated it.
I'll say this. I feel sorry for the next girl who fights Joanna. Whoever it is. Mm-hmm. Whether it's Rose, whether it's Jessica Andrade, Claudia, Carolina, Tisha Torres, Michelle Watterson, Cynthia. There's your dark horse, Cynthia.
Yeah.
But I feel sorry for anyone who has to fight Joanna. I would not want to be the girl that gets in the octagon with her next. But shout out to Rose, man. That was a great win.
Yep.
Great win. And I think it was a combination of things. I thought Rose put up a performance of a lifetime and showed up and was confident. And even though in all the pre-fight hype stuff where she's reciting Lord's Prayer, which I thought she needed a therapist, but now that she won it, kind of makes it okay. I'm still a little concerned about it for my team back in Denver, the old stomping grounds. But I thought Rose had the perfect game plan, was loose, showed up, took advantage of the opportunity. She's world champ now. Congrats. Then on the other side, I thought Joanna, she fell into this Ronda kind of type of hype where, you know, I know she always hype fights like this. She always finds an in, but it wasn't working this time. And then she kind of kept trying to take it over the top. And I'm the boogie woman. And, you know, when the UFC and people were like, best promo ever, I'm like, what? That made me feel boogie woman. I don't feel good about this. I didn't think it was a very good promo. I thought it was ungenuine, corny as fuck. I know I sound like a hater, but I was like, oh no, she doesn't need to do that. Just talk about how you're the best of all time. You're just going to steamroll through this girl. That's what I want to have Joanna. I don't need the whole boogie woman spiel, all that stuff. But, you know, she kept, and when I say similar to Ronda, she was very aggro, aggressive, and she was almost doing it for herself now, not the fans. And when you become champ, heavy lies the crown, because what you don't see is, you know, and McGregor talked about this, but all the interviews, you're the one selling this fight. You're the one doing all the interviews. You're the one constantly coming up with new material and then trying to find your normal schedule. And it's a different animal than anyone else has to deal with. It's just a different animal. For her to defend the title 6 times and try and break Ronda's record is amazing. And it shows you just the longevity of a champion. Someone like George St. Pierre or Mighty Mouse or, you know, Conor McGregor at his level. It takes a special individual to do that, man. Super special. Yeah. So I look forward to Rhodes' next fight. I'm scared for whoever has to fight Joanna next. And then the co-main event, TJ Dillashaw, Cody Garbrandt. These boys are going to fight a ton, man. This is a trilogy here. This is our, you know, this is a great rivalry. And it didn't really teeter either after the fight. Like, you know, Cody and TJ shook hands, and TJ was like, you know, good fight, man, much respect. But then it was off to the races at the post-fight press conference. Like, Cody was like, I stand by everything I said. And I'm all about shit talking and hyping the fight, and I think all is fair in love and war, and there's really nothing's off limits except for family and, you know, kids and stuff like that. But him releasing the knockout tape I thought was brilliant the week of the fight, especially get under someone's skin. The steroid accusations is kind of where I draw the line. It's tough, man. I don't have a lot of lines, but the steroid accusation is tough because he's the one who showed everyone how to do stacks around here and stuff like that. Like, well, now you're fucking with a man's character, and everyone's going to question him from now on. It's defamation of character. So there's shit talking, but then there's defamation of character. So if you're a fighter and you accuse this guy of steroids, stuff like that, and he's never failed a test, it's like, fuck, man. You know, it's almost as, you know how there's unwritten rules in baseball, and I've trained, I've had friends, I've had some of the best fighters in the world who I know on illegal supplements. It's guy code. You don't say shit ever. And I've had disagreements. I've had fallouts with him. I would never bring it up. Yeah. It's just guy code. It's like those unwritten baseball rules. You just, hey, man, what are you doing?
It's a little sleazy.
Right?
Yeah. I don't do any sports or anything, but I can't imagine like ratting out someone.
There's just even if you don't like him, it's just guy code.
Sleazy, yeah.
You know? It's like if you saw the guy in the office that you don't like, he's married, and then you saw him out at a bar hitting on a girl, and you go and tell his girl, what the fuck are you doing, man? I know we don't like each other, but just as men, you don't do that. Yep. You don't fuck with a guy's girl, and you don't fuck with his car. And as an athlete, you definitely don't fuck about PDs. PDs, girls and cars.
Why cars?
Don't touch it. Man's car, man. You just don't do that. It's guy code. You never fuck with another man's car. Or his girl, or his PDs. Not saying TJ's on him, but it's just, when you make those accusations, those, especially in our sport, in any sport, but especially in our sport, in mixed martial arts, it carries such a heavy negative vibe that most people are, you're guilty by Facebook now. You're guilty by Twitter now. And so that's going to, stick with Cody a little bit. But at the end of the day, I thought it was more important for Cody's legacy. I'm sorry. It's more important for TJ's legacy to win this fight than Cody. Cody's young. He's going to be champ. He's going to be your next superstar. He has everything going for him. He has a rocket ship tied on his back through the UFC PR team, all that. But I think right now it was more important for TJ to win this fight with everything going on. Those guys are going to fight a bunch, and, if you hear TJ's interviews, he goes, I'm not giving an immediate rematch. Look at the shit I had to go through to get here. That's insane. And I had a split decision against Dominic Cruz, and I had to wait over a year and fight Lineker and these monsters. Fuck you. You go through the fire I had to walk through. Now, we'll see. It's a little different. Cody is a superstar. He's the champ, so I'm sure if Jimmy Rivera gets past Dominic Cruz, he's going to have something to say. Or Dominic Cruz is going to have something to say. That's a whole nother conversation about Dominic Cruz, Jimmy, but you guys know I'm high on Jimmy. So for TJ, I don't think he this is what's interesting is we talk about a super fight and everyone wants to see Mighty Mouse and TJ fight. So does TJ vacate the belt to go down to, it's getting tricky now. Does he vacate the 35 bantamweight belt and then go down to 25 to fight DJ? Because if you're DJ, that's the only fight anybody gives a flying fuck about. There's nothing else. And listen, I love Sergio Pettis. Don't sell me on that fight. I don't want to see you destroy these other guys. Let these other guys flourish. Let them do the thing before you take all of them out. You're the old bull we can't fucking get rid of because you're the best one ever, by far, in that division. There's no competition. You're the bull with the sharpest horns, even though you're tiny. You're fucking everybody up, man. The division can't flourish. The division's never going to move on. I'm not saying he's a bad thing for division. There's only one fight for you, and it's TJ, and that's a motherfucking fight. Yeah, for TJ, he goes, it's not about belts, it's about being pound for pound number one. Say what? I love that fight. I love that fight.
And if it's TJ going down, right?
It's only TJ going down.
Yeah, if TJ went up, I wouldn't like it.
No, me neither. I'm like, fuck, that sucks for DJ. Because DJ's he's the most accomplished guy here. So DJ shouldn't chase TJ. Mm-hmm. TJ should chase DJ in this world. But then what do? Dude, I think in this scenario, if TJ can pull it off, he shouldn't have to vacate the belt. When's Dominic Cruz and Jimmy Rivera fight? Because that's probably who's going to be who he fights next if they don't give Cody an immediate rematch. Dominic Cruz says nobody knows Jimmy Rivera.
218.
They're going to now.
December 2nd.
December 2nd. Good timing. Good timing. But
That is good timing.
But Mighty Mouse doesn't have a partner either. So if you do TJ Mighty Mouse early next year, what?
So when's the last time Mighty Mouse just fought? Like what, a month?
Yeah.
A month ago?
Yeah, they're right around the same time.
It's perfect.
No one's injured.
Yeah.
I mean, TJ needs to take some time off. He got concussed like a motherfucker.
He did get
For sure, he got concussed.
Yeah.
So he probably has at least a 60-day suspension. Let's say 90 to be safe. So you can have November, December, January. You do in March.
I think there is a UFC in March too.
Of course, yeah, there's definitely a UFC.
I mean, like a big one.
That's the only fight.
Yeah.
DJ, TJ.
It actually sounds exciting. It's the most exciting DJ fight for sure.
I love that.
I think that March date also, I think I read somewhere that's where if Conor were to return, that would be the day.
That's what I hear through my sources. March is when he wants to return. They still don't have a main event for that December 30th card. The big one at the end of the year. What about Holly Cyborg?
I like that one.
So this is the card so far. You got Dominic Cruz, Jimmy Rivera. I love both those guys, but that's not you're not selling a pay-per-view on either one of them. Cynthia Calvillo, Carlos Esparza, great fight. Cynthia's your future. Smoka, great fight. Carlos Condit, he's back. Neil Magny. Roundtree, Gokhan Saki. Dan Hooker. Usman Meek. I forgot about that. Meek. But then you got Khabib Barboza. Great fucking card. God, I'm trying to stop cussing. Sometimes when I get crunked out fights, I throw in F-bombs. I'm trying to stop cussing because of my stand-up. Try not to cuss so much.
You want to eliminate it or what?
Not eliminate it, just I feel like it's
you told me this
it's a cop-out. Yeah. It's the easy way out. It's to cuss. It's like a filler.
I guess only comedians think that way then, right? Cause
I guess, but it's like be better than that. Because if you're trying to transition to something and you cuss, it's just not very creative. It's lame. Some comics say don't cuss at all, but then Louis C.K.
That's kind of lame too, though.
Kevin Hart,
can be lame.
The main ones, yeah. What? I forget who told me. Maybe it's Chappelle I was talking with me. He goes, "You can cuss, but make sure when you use it, it makes sense.
Yeah,
like just don't cuss to cuss. It'll be more powerful if you use it in the right context."
It's weird though because sometimes
I feel like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, of course. But sometimes when you do it on your stand-up, I felt like it made the joke more impactful. So
really,
more funny. Yeah.
So it's like
I guess it depends. I don't know.
I hear you. Last night was good. Obviously, we get back to fighting, but we're just talking comedy right now. Last night was good because it wasn't my crowd at all, which is what, if you're going to get better, it's the only way to get better. I can't, you just don't want to perform for your family, which when I say family, I mean my fans. So when I do this show, which is in the Belly Room, which was who's the guy who ran the show?
So you would do new stuff then?
Not new stuff, but it's,
change it around.
Some of my stuff is for
people that know MMA.
If you know me, well, not really MMA, but if you know me, then it's gonna be way funnier. Let me just try and find this so I don't fuck up the names here. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it does make sense.
Because if you want really to be funny, it has to work for everyone. It can't just work for people that know you.
Yeah.
Did I not tweet this show out? I don't think. Maybe it sold out before. Oh, no. Oh, shit. I didn't even Instagram the show out. Bear with me here. Oh, no.
All good. So 60 people in that Belly Room.
Yeah, 60 people. And there's some killers, man. So it was the Michael Yo. Michael Yo is the one who put it on. Shout out to Michael Yo. He was hilarious. But Andrew Santino was on. I love Andrew. He's one of the best in the world. If you guys know Andrew, he's from, he has a special on Showtime. He's from I'm Dying Up Here. He's the redheaded dude. He's been on Rogan. He's from Boston. He's so damn talented. I love that guy. Shout out to Andrew Santino. But yeah, it's the first, I think it's the first time this Michael Yo's put on these shows. And it was good, man. But it's mainly his crowd. It was his show, his crowd, which is what I need.
Cool.
So yeah, here's Andrew Santino. Shout out to Andrew. So as Andrew Santino was there, the guy who plays Bill Clinton from Saturday Night Live was there. You know what I'm talking about? He was a guest spot. Chris D'Elia went on after me. Chris makes me laugh so goddamn hard.
Oh, yes, I do know.
Yeah, you know him.
Yeah. Why can't I think of his name right now?
Me neither. I'm drawing a blank. I feel bad. I just talked to the fucking guy last night.
No, he's badass. I remember him.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
Either way, you know what we're talking about. Oh, do you know I started watching the 30 for 30 on Ric Flair?
It's so funny. I saw like a little thing on Ric. I've been seeing stuff on Ric Flair lately,
like nonstop.
Yeah.
Me too.
So what was it?
Well, he's obviously on a PR tour because he's on Daryl Hammond.
There you go,
Daryl
Jesus,
Hammond.
yeah.
He's such
He's
a
awesome.
good dude, such a great guy. I see him all around the Comedy Store. We're always on the same lineups. He's so talented. Anyways, yeah, Ric Flair. He's been all over. Obviously, a PR tour. He's 30 for 30. And then remember when he had like a heart attack or he was in the hospital? People thought he was going to die. It's Ric Flair, Nature Boy, so definitely not killing him. And so the 30 for 30, I'm like, I'd like to see a story. I'm not the biggest wrestling fan. When I was a kid, Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, Razor Ramon, I fucking loved those guys. They're all tan as fuck. It was great. That was my shit. When I'd get hurt as a kid, I'd say to myself, my brother makes fun of me for saying this, but I would fall off my bike and go, Macho Man, Macho Man, Macho Man. Like, I want to be tough like Macho Man. I just didn't know it was fake. I got older. I fell out, of the game as far as wrestling is concerned. I still love the video games. I had all the dolls, the Warrior dolls, all that shit. Anyways, I late last night, I got home 11:30. I usually try to go to bed right away. I either smoke some weed so I can fall asleep right away to help me sleep. Because there's always adrenaline when you do shows, but I have to be up at 6 a.m. with my son. So that's why I try to fall asleep right away. But the 30 for 30 with Ric Flair was on. I was like, I'll check it out. Oh, my God. What, best 30 for 30 of all goddamn time?
Really?
It's just amazing, man, because he was the first guy who kind of made money and the Floyd Mayweather money thing. Like, he did it way before them. Like, he was this loud persona who kind of took over the game and flashed his money, his ego, women, cars, cash. And, people have taken it and run with it now, but he's kind of the one who started this all. And when you see kind of his, effect on wrestling and the history of it, and I'm just the biggest Ric Flair fan now. And the way he dressed and he acted. Now, the one thing that bummed me out is how terrible of a father he was. He talked about how he slept with 10,000 women.
Which sounded kind of crazy, right?
Kind of crazy, but then when you see the videos, and they're like, dude, how were you so creative with all these promos? Like, you're talking about money and these girls. He's like, and they go, night after night, you'd perform every night. He goes, because I wasn't making that up. Like, that was my night the night before. It's like, Jesus Christ, Ric Flair. How did your dick not fall off after all these years? He looks great. But the one thing that bummed me out is they had his kids on there speaking. They hate him.
That's a real bummer.
They fucking hate him because with Ric Flair, his wife, his ex-wife, he'd be on the road. He's Ric Flair, man. So a double-edged sword. So he would go home after being on the road for all these nights and in the hotel room, stuff like that. And then you got to be a dad to these kids. And he would tell his wife, like, this ain't for me. This fucking sucks. I'm bored as hell. Then he'd go to his, up the road where he had this side piece. Which I get being, a ladies' man, scumbag, but don't have kids, man.
Yeah.
Like that. Because then you see the kids and they're not happy. Super upset. His one daughter is gorgeous. Like dime piece.
How old are they? Like what they look like?
They're older now. Like they have kids.
Okay.
His one daughter's like straight up smoke show. And she was like, he just wouldn't, and that's their thing. Like he was never here. Like he was never around. Yeah. Like his daughter, the dime piece would go, I never saw him. And then he'd show up and give me like 10 Cabbage Patch dolls. Like we always had everything we need, but he was literally never here. We didn't have a dad. And then Ric Flair's like, well, how can you be a dad? I'm Ric Flair. I don't know, mate. I just can't relate to them. Oh, that's Charlotte Flair? Oh, yeah. She's a wrestler?
I guess she followed in the footsteps. At least she's succeeding. Like I was worried that if you said their kids don't
fuck ups.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure be a wrestler if your last name's Flair though. Yeah, that was the only bummer about it, the kids and stuff like that. She's gorgeous, as you can tell. But he was just talking about that road life, and then, his wife was like he just was sleeping with so many girls, and they go to Ric Flair. listen, I'm on the road and comics on the road. I've been to sports all my life when you're on the road. And he goes, I'm in all these cities. You're fucking crazy if you think I'm going to go through the night by myself. Like, I don't want to be in the bed by myself. It takes a lot of discipline, man. Yeah. Like, there's discipline and, you know, as far as your sport goes and your career goes, and there's discipline as far as your social life goes. They're two completely different things. And some of the most disciplined people you know, as far as business and entertainment go, in the social life, is the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Which is always fascinating. Always fascinating. But yeah, shout out to Ric Flair. Even though you're a terrible father, that's whatever, man. I'm not your kid, so I'm not going to hate on you for that. But that was the only part that bummed me out. But the 30 for 30 on Ric Flair is ridiculous. And this is coming from a guy who, not the biggest wrestling fan. I dig it. I respect the shit out of it. Especially when I had Stone Cold Steve Austin on. We had Goldberg in here. I've had conversations with those guys, kind of learned the business. I was a fan as a kid. I do a bit about Hulk Hogan in my stand-up. But it was amazing. So if you're even remotely a wrestling fan, I know some guys listening to this are huge wrestling fans. You got to see it. You probably DVR'd it. What am I talking about? You just fucking saw it. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Really Those two guys, too, the wrestlers that came in here, Steve Austin,
guys.
And they're so sweet. They're like the sweetest people that came in.
Great guys. I told Stone Cold to call me up, man, randomly. I got to go out do his show. I told him I'd do his show. We just haven't been able to connect. He wants to come back on here.
Oh, yeah.
He'll just call me up like, shit, man, Home Depot again. Fucking, you know, I'm looking for, and I forget what he's looking for, but he's telling me about, again, his day at Home Depot. I'm like, bro.
That's awesome.
Call anyone else, though, about your Home Depot day.
I'll take those calls every day.
No, he is a great guy. Yeah. But, you know, those phone calls where you'll see the name pop up, and I love Stone Cold. He's one of my favorite people on earth. But you know it's an investment. It's going to be, like, it ain't a quick, hey, brother, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an investment as far as time.
Yeah.
Like, you're looking at minimum 30 minutes. That's it. And 30 minutes, I might say 6 words. He's great. He's one of a kind. He's a fucking legend. He's a legend. He's the best. But then, like, Joey Diaz called me the other day. Won't text. Won't none of that. Just calls me. I'm like, shit, I better answer. And he just goes, what's up, brother? I'm like, what's up, man? He's all, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good. He's like, just checking on you. Was thinking about you. Just wanted to see where you at. How's your stand-up going? It's good, man. It's good.
Sweet.
He's like, all right, love you.
Dude,
hangs up.
That is so sweet.
Who does that these days?
That's awesome.
It's very rare. Yeah. I always answer his calls. I hate being on the phone. I always answer his calls. I always answer Stone Cold's calls too, but I just know, you know, I better be in a place where I can talk for a while.
So sit down and get a chair.
Yeah.
That's sweet, man.
Yeah.
I like those guys even more.
Fuck yes. All right, what else we got, man? We were just talking about UFC 217. And again, so here's my reason for this being, so we've kind of gone over everything, right? George, what's next for Bisping? Bisping, what is next for Bisping? I was so surprised he's not retiring. I thought it was a perfect retirement ceremony.
He sounded like he was going to do it, too, the way he was talking.
He even talked about how this was his last fight. So I'm like, all this is adding up. Maybe he said it's his last fight just to build the hype, whatever. But I was like, this all makes sense. You're going down as one of the best middleweights ever. If you win, you are the best ever. If you lose, you lost to George St. Pierre, the best of all time, pound for pound. It's all gravy, baby. He gets back and like, this ain't the last of it. I want more. I'm like, fuck. It was set up perfect for you, man.
Yeah.
You had the perfect walkout plan, but never going to tell a guy like Michael Bisping to walk away. You do what you do, man. It's Michael Bisping for a reason. I think, I guess one more fight left is Yoel Romero. I don't like that fight so when they were going to fight, remember when they were talking shit to each other after Yoel won? Mm-hmm. I think he beat Weidman, was like, I'm coming for you.
Ripping flags, burning flags.
Yeah, I'm coming for you. I think at that time, Bisping would have beat him. The Bisping that fought GSP, and maybe it's because they've trained together before, would not beat Yoel Romero. Like, that ain't a fun exiting fight, Yoel Romero. That motherfucker's scary.
Scary.
Way scarier than GSP. As far as finish rates, matchup-wise, it's not a fun matchup. But Bisping does what Bisping does.
I was going to ask you, too, so Bisping, he didn't get, like, TKO'd, and then that was his last fight. He got choked out. and he didn't tap, so it looks cool.
Went off on a shield.
Yeah, but he's like, I don't want that to be the last image, like me getting choked.
I can understand that. Really? I can understand that. Yeah,
to me, it looks like a badass.
You go out on your shield,
like no tapping. He's just like, and he just wants to sleep.
No, I get that argument. I get that. If I'm Bisping, though, and he's an absolute winner, he's the most winningest UFC fighter of all time. You don't get there without having the ego and pride. And when you're the pride of a nation, especially like England, it'd be tough to go out on that one in that respect. So maybe you do a farewell against Anderson Silva, win or lose against Kelvin. People would like to see that rematch.
Yeah.
Why not do that in March? Why not be the co-main event with Till? That'd be fun.
That would be fun because I don't know who won that fight.
Because Till's the next guy. I can guarantee you guys this. Till is the next guy to go Bisping. If they're in a London fucking relay, he's handing that baton off to Till for the next superstar in England. And they need one. Good God, do they need one. And it's Till. You got one. He's from Liverpool. Great story. Phenomenal. Knockout artist. Big. Speaks well. Likes to do interviews. We got one. I'm half English, so I say we. I can say we. And so the reason why I say UFC 217 was the biggest UFC, the best of all time, is because the current layout of the land, where it's been the worst year of UFC ever. The numbers are down. The promotion's awful. Their social media's terrible. They've sold. Ronda's out. Brock's out. Conor's been gone. There's all this stuff. People are hating on it. There's all sorts of shit going on. And they kind of flex their muscle like, whoa, hold the fuck up. We're still the UFC here. I know everyone thinks that we're the Titanic and the ship is sailing or sinking. No. We're still the motherfucking FC. Relax. It's all good. We still got it. And when you get cards like these, it reminds you of, oh my, there it is, man. That's why we love it. There it is. Because we've been so caught up in the Floyd Conor stuff, and that's not what makes this sport special. Or we get so caught up in he said, she said, and who's a draw and this a draw. And then you get this beauty of a card. And it's like, oh yeah, we're good. We're good. We need this one. Good God, did we need this one?
It was a great time.
It's a beautiful, it's a beautiful night.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I agree.
Best case scenario. You couldn't write a card like this. It's exactly what they needed. Exactly. And Dana White goes, it's our best year ever. And I think he said that in 2014 and then proved it. But here, I don't have to be a UFC accountant. I don't have to, be UFC brass to figure out. If I go by off metrics of pay-per-views, ratings, draws, ticket sales, gate sales, it's not there, man. It's just not there. There's nothing wrong with that. NFL is down. NBA is down. MLB was up for the World Series because Jesus Christ. But in general, everything's down. This is business, man. So he says, when a reporter at UFC 217 post-fight press conference questioned UFC President Dana White about the off year his company was having, he was
incredulous.
That's a nice word. That's a really nice word. Whose indications that pay-per-views are slumping are that? People don't know what they're talking about. See, you can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Because whose indications that pay-per-views are slumping? Well, you serious? Well, what was it? UFC 215, 214? Right?
Which one?
Or was it 215, 216? No, it was 214, 215 were so low. The Tony Ferguson one, the Amanda Nunes fights were the two lowest since UFC 47.
Oh, you remember that.
Now,
stuff.
I'm not hating. I'm simply stating the facts. So when he says, whose indications? Well, those are the numbers. I'm not making that up. Listen, I don't want them to be low. I don't want you guys to fail. What's good for you is good for me, my man. I'm in the business of the UFC, mixed martial arts. I'm in the business of combat sports, for God's sakes. I have a goddamn show about it. I don't want him to do bad, but that's just the lay of the land. It's what's going on right now. Then he goes, if you don't know what's going on in our business, how can you speculate that we're having a bad year? This is the best year by a long shot in the company's history. Boom.
Boom.
So here's the other thing. So he's a promoter, best mixed martial arts promoter of all time. There's an argument to say best promoter of all time, boxing or mixed martial arts. Well, I'm glad to argue that because I think he is. That being said, when he goes, how can you speculate that we're having a bad year? It's very easy. The numbers, the negotiations as far as the television deal is going, the star powers, the state of the divisions. There's just a whole lot going on. It's not speculating. It's just what's happening. And when he says best year, I guess if you want to include the Mayweather-McGregor.
Yeah, he did include that. He said it did happen. It was part of our promotion, so have to include it.
That's tough.
I know.
That's tough. Because Showtime would be the majority winner of that.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, Showtime, Espinoza, Conor McGregor, McGregor Promotions, and the UFC is the side chick in this. They're the side chick. That's documented. That's all. They're credential wise, all that media rights, all that. It's all Showtime. Showtime production. UFC had nothing to do with that. So just though the company has reported had several pay-per-views that have struggled to reach more than 200 to 3,000 sold, White wasn't discounting the importance of Mayweather-McGregor. It may not have been MMA, it may not have been the UFC primary promoter, but it's an event that the UFC dumped numerous resources into to make it happen. Kind of. The resource you dumped into it was Conor McGregor, but that fight sold itself between the two fighters. You can't take that out. It happened. And if that didn't happen, Conor would have fought twice this year. You can't take that out. Oh. No, who cares if it's a boxing match? It's revenue that company made that we spent 4 months of our resources promoting. So when he says Conor would have fight twice this year, you can't take that out. So this is why. This is why it's your lowest year ever, because Conor is MIA. Mm-hmm. The year previously, he wasn't. It was your biggest year ever before he sold. But he wasn't part of the UFC. He fought boxing. That's why your ratings are down. There's nothing wrong with that, man. And it's all good. Who knows? Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Should we go on some current events?
Sure. Let's go on to...
let me talk a little. Do you have any boxing anything on here?
Yeah.
Do you have fan questions for boxing? Do you have boxing on here?
There's some boxing on here.
Cool. I'll get to it with that then.
Oh, here's one of them, right? So Dana White said that they are actually moving into boxing. They're not leaving the UFC, but they're moving into the boxing space with that guy, Ari Emanuel.
Ari Emanuel, yeah, who's the head of WMI. I like it. I think, I think boxing could learn a lot from the UFC and the way they promote fights. No one does it better. They really don't. And me being around Mayweather Promotions, who's supposedly supposed to be the best in boxing, they definitely have a lot to learn. They do, man. You have, Mayweather and what he does, which sells these things, but as far as the way things work, the inner workings, the manpower, man or woman power, but all the behind the scenes stuff, they could take a page from the UFC.
You saw both inside both of them too.
At a high level.
Yeah.
I've been part of Showtime, still part of Showtime, Team Showtime, still working with them. I should have some exciting news for you guys soon as far as that goes. But worked Showtime, love Showtime, worked with UFC, fought in the UFC, worked with Bellator. I've been at when Cotto was fighting, when I was working with Echo behind the scenes for all the promotion for Cotto. So I've been around for the biggest parts.
Everything.
Boxing could definitely use the UFC. So I think it's good. What are the others call it? Zuffa Boxing. Mm-hmm. I have a Zuffa Boxing shirt, for God's sakes. They sent it to me. That happened. I wear it. It has a Reebok logo on it. Reebok keeps sending me gear. That guy who sends me the gear. Shout out to you. It's some good shit. Been a hater for so long. Another conversation for another date. But I like it. So he goes, no, I'm not leaving the UFC. I'm getting into boxing with Ari Emanuel, and the UFC will be doing boxing too. So see what's confusing. You shouldn't say the UFC will be doing boxing too. You should say Zuffa's doing boxing. It's still early. We're still working on it. I'm getting to boxing, man. It's going. I like it. Dana White got to start in boxing, so he knows boxing. It's a good move. What else are you going to do with $450 million in the bank? Got to stay busy, man.
Oh, so when they do that, or they will do it, they're going to do it. So do you think they'll have their fighters?
Or the UFC guys fight?
Yeah. Or just brand new dudes?
Bad idea. I think you sign real boxers. Like, if you're going to be taken serious, again, because if you're going to do Zuffa boxing and you're going to have UFC guys fight real legit boxers, you're not going to do very well. Yeah, you guys are going to win a few here and far between. It's not going to be good. You're going to have to sign a real stable of boxers. And WME has money if they want to dump into it. But no, you can't just have UFC fighters trying to box legit boxers. Or you're going to be the laughing stock of the boxing world.
Or if it was just UFC fighters boxing each other, they wouldn't do that, right? That would be kind of silly. Or would that be cool?
It'd be cool, like seeing the circus when you're a kid, and then after the first one, you're all set.
Yeah.
You can't make a business off that. There's no way.
Yeah. The only
because your MMA fans were like, why the fuck do they have these big ass 8-ounce gloves on? For sure, getting MMA. For sure, getting the octagon.
There you go.
Do a real fight. Why are we watching you guys box? You're gonna have a very small niche group that go, ooh, I like seeing them box too. But it's very small. You can't make a business plan off that. It's too small of a niche group. And then you're not getting real boxers to watch. You're not getting the boxing community to watch. You're not getting the love from the boxing community because it's kind of a spectacle. You need some legit boxers. It's going to cost money, man. A lot of money. I like it, though. Why not?
Cool.
Boxing could use some new blood in town. When I say town, goddamn, do I mean they need some new blood. They definitely do. And boxing is a great kind of place right now. There's so many fun matchups. There's so much going on, especially at heavyweight. But they could definitely use the help of a guy like Dana White. What else you got?
I had this video. So you can actually talk about it first if you want. The Deontay Wilder, that crazy
Did you
KO.
see that?
I have it here somewhere.
First of all, Stavern, 2-year layoff, but I don't give a fuck. Stavern is a tough dude. He beat the brakes off this dude.
Yeah.
Someone said what he did to Stavern should be illegal in all 50 states. I mean, what the disrespect, he put his hands down. If you guys haven't seen this, will they be able to see this?
Yeah, I'll show clips of it.
My God.
Let's just take a look at it.
So he's never been finished, by the way.
He's just wailing his arms around.
I love the bros online that whenever I post stuff about Wilder go, bro, his technique's so off. He never fights anybody. Shut your fucking mouth. Was he 36-0 and 35 knockouts? The only guy he hasn't knocked out is this guy, which he just did. He knocked him out
crazy.
Bad, too.
Yeah.
Damn, that ref, strong clinch game. That ref hung on for a ride.
This guy was so good.
No, he got murked. Mary's supposed to fight Luis Ortiz, which would have been such a good fight for Wilder. Then he gets on there and calls out Anthony Joshua, that's the fight, right? Anthony Joshua, Wilder, that's the motherfucking fight. The problem for Wilder is, even though he just murked this dude, I don't know. I just for Wilder, it makes sense to fight Anthony Joshua. That's your payday, and he'll go to England because you're not getting the biggest name in boxing. Anthony Joshua come over to the States. In his contract, he gets part of the gate in London, which, think about it, Wembley, 90,000. His last fight was 75,000. So you come over to the States, fight at T-Mobile or something like that, because Joshua's not the same draw here as he is in Europe. He's just not. So, and Wilder's not the draw in America that Joshua is in England. So he has to play by Joshua's rules. I don't know if Joshua wants to fight Wilder. He doesn't. I think, Joshua's probably going to fight a Parker next. Joshua Parker, the New Zealand fella, who amazing fighter, but I don't think he gets past Anthony Joshua. he will fight Wilder. I just think it's going to take a little time. I think he's going to do one more. It's going to be against Parker, and then he'll probably fight Wilder. And people go, no, he's going to fight Fury. That'd be the biggest sellout. That'd be the biggest draw in Europe. I'm talking about Tyson Fury, who's been out because of mental illness. It was declared unfit to fight because of his mental stability at the time, instability, I should say. So he's been out, but if you look at his Instagram, I love Fury. He's one of my favorites. I think the boxing world needs him. He's such a character. He's a gypsy, or as they call travelers. Don't call them gypsies because they'll fight you. I learned that the rough way.
He's a sweetheart, too.
Great guy.
Yeah.
He's a traveler. His boy Ben Saunders, who's fighting Lemieux, which is an amazing fight. If you're not in boxing, you guys are probably just rolling your eyes right now. But Lemieux and Saunders are fighting. Saunders is also a traveler. It's such a great story. And they're boys, training partners, Fury and Saunders. If you go to their Instagram, I forget what Tyson Fury's is. I think it's Gypsy King, so I can call him Gypsy for God's sakes. I think it's Gypsy King. They sing before their training. They have these ridiculous videos, man.
You're right.
Yeah, Gypsy King 101.
Yep.
I had some fuck tell me, don't call them gypsies, man. We're travelers. I'm like, all right.
He's calling himself Gypsy.
Scroll down, though. This is before. Didn't he only has 320,000 followers?
That's a lot, man.
Not for the world champion. Keep scrolling down. He does a lot of videos.
Yeah.
Go that one where his hat sideways. There's one of him singing.
We saw a couple, remember?
Did we?
Yeah.
On here?
Yeah. Well, T-Fac, I think.
He's just a character, man. He's just a fucking character.
I like him.
So I'll show you scroll down. I'll show you my favorite one. It's before he went, I don't want to say crazy. It's before he had his issues. He's getting ready for a fight. Him and Saunders are about to fight.
With the one in his house?
Is that the one we watched?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at him. He's just...
Like this one, I think it was?
Yeah, that's it. This is Saunders, Billy Saunders.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw it.
So Billy Saunders fighting Lemieux, and that's a fucking dog fight. I mean, he can kind of sing, too. That's what makes it...
If he had training, he could be good. He has, like, natural ability.
Does he?
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about it, but his fight with Klitschko when he got down on a knee and started singing his girl.
That was awesome.
Just classic. Boxing needs a guy like... You know what I'm saying? They need a guy like him because of his personality, and he's fun. And I also think he has a huge opportunity now because he has mental health issues, and he does have a platform where he can bring it to light. Because for whatever reason, when we talk about mental health issues and stuff like that, we get a lot of emails, and I get a ton of DMs of people being appreciative of it because it's a real straight up like disease that a lot of people deal with. So when you see a guy like Tyson Fury, who's dealt with all these problems, he's been declared unfit mentally to fight, and then can come back and, who knows, be world champion again. I think it gives a lot of those people struggling a lot of hope.
Yeah.
Like I listened to Davidson, who's a comedian on Mark Maron, and I was just dumbfounded. He was talking about this has been hell for me. It's the worst year of my life. I have a mental disability as far as
Pete Davidson,
the
one they were
Pete
talking
Davidson,
about before?
yeah.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh my God, that guy's great. He's hilarious. Then I saw him at the Comedy Store. He came up to me and was like, hey, huge fan, man. Love you on Rogan and proud of everything you're doing. I'm like, cool, man. And then I went, hey, I heard you on Maron, man. That was great stuff. And it was touching, man. I said, I gave him a hug. I just want you to know I'm rooting for you, man. I'm rooting for you.
That's so sweet.
I want you to do well, man. Yeah, he was a great dude. But I think just the more that mental awareness gets brought to light through guys like Pete Davidson and
Fury.
Yeah, Fury and these other guys. It's
it's a weird taboo subject.
Yeah, where it shouldn't be.
Yeah,
because if we can admit that you're born with this, and it's a sickness like if you have the flu, or it's a sickness like if you have arthritis, but it's part of the brain. It's going to be, and the more we talk about it, the better it is for everyone. True. And then a lot of guys, some of this depression and mental illness comes from brain trauma, which a lot of fighters and football players, guys in my world, have. So just the more conversation you can have, the better about it. But yeah, Fury's hilarious. Yeah. I hope he comes back. But he's still like 400 pounds, so you're not going to see him fight to the end of the year, if not 2019. So him and Joshua I see the stuff online, stuff like that. They're like, no, what Tyson Joshua's the fucking fight. That's going to be, he doesn't want to wait that long. So you get Parker, then you get Wilder, and then hopefully you get Fury. Mm. And man, if Fury's anything like he was when he fought Klitschko, he's going to be a nightmare for Wilder, Joshua. Like, he is a tough puzzle to solve. He's huge, unorthodox, and just does not give a fuck. Shout out to @GypsyKing101. Huge fan. What else you got?
Let's take a look. Oh, this one, man. This is the craziest one I heard so far. So, as you know, Joanna Jędrzejczyk was on Errol's show, and she said she didn't tap to Rose.
And is there a video for tapping?
Yeah. I mean, I could find it easily, but...
Let me see. Did she tap?
She tapped.
So, Joanna Jędrzejczyk unlost to Rose Namajunas.
She didn't tap.
Didn't tap.
Yeah.
Because Rose said she did tap.
She tapped, but...
Oh, she definitely tapped?
Yeah, there should be some highlight videos I can at least show a little bit of.
Did you type in... do Rose...
let's just do this.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Oh, you know people are figuring this out.
Damn it, you know what? Highlights, I'll see it. Let's look at this.
Damn, they just got the whole fight on here like this?
I guess.
There's another reason for low ratings.
All right, so let's check it out from here. I guess it's arguable that, you know what she says? She says that she was out of it, but she was just trying to get up.
Rewind it.
Let me full screen this for you too.
God, Rose's movement looked great.
Left. Boom, 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 boom. It's weird when I first saw it, and then when Jędrzejczyk said she didn't tap, I'm like, you're out of your mind. You tapped. And then when she explained herself
like
that...
tap. She explained that she was trying to get up?
Yeah.
But trying to get up, you'd push off? This was a tap.
She's saying like one of those get up. Which, come on, I don't know.
I like to give her the benefit of the doubt, but definitely kind of tapped, didn't she?
She's like, I don't know why people are saying that. I heard that before.
You shitting me, Alana? I mean, you know what? And this come from a guy who's had his brain short-circuited from getting punched in the face. Your body does weird shit. It could be the nerve endings firing, and they're just, you're short-circuiting, and you're meaning to push off, but it's firing like this.
Yeah. So anything's possible.
It's possible. She's been a champ for a long time. She's an absolute nightmare. She's as tough as they come, so I'll take her word for it. But God, that looks like a tap. What else you got? I like, you know what I do like though, when people make the comparisons her to Ronda and Ronda's downfall is Joanna's hitting this straight on. She's doing interviews. She's not MIA. Yeah. She's in people's face. The worst thing you can do is go MIA.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of respect for that. Are you familiar with Angela Lee?
I'm not. I would like to, though. She's pretty.
She's super pretty. She's like the reigning champ at one.
Is she Korean?
She's part Korean and part, I think, Singaporean.
Dang.
She's from Hawaii and Canada. Anyways, she's supposed to fight later this month for the championship to defend her belt, and she got in a car accident, which is a huge one. It rolled like 6 times, That's her car.
Damn, girl.
But luckily she survived.
Wheels fell off.
Yeah. So apparently she slept as she was going to the gym. She fell asleep and then just lost control.
Been there.
Really?
Been there.
On the way to the gym?
Never fell asleep on the way to the gym. I fell asleep not anymore, but when I was younger, I'd drive it. It's tough for me to stay asleep at the wheel. Never got in a bad car wreck, but
anyways, good news. She's okay, but
definitely missing her fight, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
I've never seen her. She's pretty.
That's so weird. I thought you knew about her.
No.
Okay.
What else you got?
Let's see. Oh, we already looked at that.
What, Darren Till, Wonder Boy?
What's up?
You're going to click on Darren Till, Wonder Boy?
Oh, we already talked about it, though,
yeah,
right?
I know.
Yeah.
It's such a shame it's not happening.
Do you want to talk about this? What you said on with Joe Rogan?
I didn't say this. Rogan said this.
No. What Rogan said on.
Sure.
So, what do you think the odds are that this could possibly happen?
So
that the creatine. Okay, so creatine is supposed to be cut with turinabol.
Okay.
And like people that sell cocaine actually put creatine in there to make it look like more cocaine or whatever.
Yeah.
So the possibility that John Jones was offered a bump in China where they have creatine that is mixed with turinabol, and then he just did that bump and that's how he got.
I'm not buying it. I'm not like, and Joe's, and obviously I won't give this away, but his source is so fucking legit.
Oh.
Whenever one of us says source, it's legit. We're not Ariel Wani where we fact check and we have 3 sources. No. We're getting it from the horse, a lot of time, the horse's mouth. So it's not, but they don't know where this has come from. But with John thing is, I'm sick of the excuses. And to know how common PEDs are in sports, I tell you guys this all the time. And, when I tell Brian, dude, come on. How many times do we have to go through this where, you don't just not assume guys are on stuff like that. With John, with there's smoke, there's fire, and it was okay. It was the dick pills, and it was this, and it was this. Eventually, if you have spots, you're a fucking leopard, man. Eventually, it is what it is. So I know there's some stuff here, and maybe he's doing this. Maybe he just has the worst luck of all time, but I'm not buying it too much.
Okay, I didn't buy it.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
Just curious.
The source is legit, and it very well could have came from there, but I don't know. What else?
Even if he did cocaine in China, that would be crazy.
It was his birthday.
Oh, damn. Okay, so opening odds came out for possibilities of 3 fights. So George St. Pierre versus Conor McGregor. George is a -150 favorite. Against Whitaker, he's a -160 favorite.
What the fuck?
And then DJ against TJ. DJ is a -200
wow.
favorite. These are opening odds.
I'm a betting man. I like the odds here for the dogs. Conor at +120 is interesting. GSP -160. Robert Whitaker +130. I will take +130 all day on Whitaker on that fight. I just don't like the matchup for George. Then DJ, TJ. Damn. DJ -200. I like the dog in that too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's fair though. I would even put the odds, I bet, get super close for DJ, TJ. Super, super close. What else you got?
Should we start talking about the fights, or we got time?
Do we have time?
I'm not sure. 11:42. 43.
We had the fights this weekend, right?
Yeah.
What were you going to click on? Should we do one more current?
Let's take a look. Oh, well, you talked about this already. So, Whitaker calling out GSP. That happened.
Just the nicest call out of all time. That's why it only has 508 retweets. Thanks to the great week. And I love Whitaker. Thanks to the great weekend. Why? What an amazing fight. GSP, let's unify anywhere, anytime. Be an honor, champ. Hashtag anywhere, anytime. Hashtag love you. I dig it.
How about this real quick?
At least he's true to himself. What's up?
So Paulo Costa wants Derek Brunson next.
I love that matchup. Yeah. I love that. Now Derek Brunson's like, who the fuck are you, Paulo Costa? You're not even top 15, top 10. So I love the matchup though. That's exactly what Paulo Costa. Just to see where he's at. Derek Brunson's on this tier right now. I'd love to see where Paulo Costa is at. But if you're Derek Brunson, you're probably not taking that fight after the guys you're beating. So I love that fight. All right, let's do the fight picks.
All right.
We have fan questions too.
Crap. We do. I mean, not crap, but...
Crap. Shit. Let me check my phone real quick, though.
All good. And this is going to be Fight Night, Dustin Poirier versus Anthony Pettis. And we got a lot of good fights on this one.
Great fights.
Clay Guida against Luzon.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Fox Sports 1, Norfolk, Virginia. I fought here. Let's see, Saturday. I'll be in Nashville, but I'm sure I'll have a screen in the green room. A lot of great matchups. Really good matchups. It's interesting that Mickey Gall fought last week, lost, and then you have Northcutt fighting this week. Mm-hmm. And now Sage Northcutt's at Team Alpha Male.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with you got Lozon, Guida. God, a couple of the old timers, the old bulls going at it.
Yeah.
God, Guida hasn't fought in a while. Guida's pace is always problems. I don't even know the odds, but I would assume Guida's probably a favorite just because his capability of dragging this in all 3 rounds, getting to decision. But guy beat Coach. He lost to Ortega. Yeah, he's had a tough go. Yeah. Guida's been fighting forever. He's had a really tough go lately. He's at lightweight. I'll take Guida by decision. Asensio Lopez. God, I love Lopez. He trained with us at Reign. He's a monster. Asensio at number 4, especially in that division, he's a guy who isn't going to give anyone problems. Cody Garbrandt, he's going to give a lot of guys some real issues. His only loss is to TJ Dillashaw. He got outclassed for 3 rounds by TJ. It was a unanimous decision. But other than that, you look at the guys that he's kind of gone through, and he's had his last 2 were split decisions, but he's a tough fucking guy to beat. And he also beat TJ by split decision. Granted, it was in Brazil, but it was still fight of the night. I think it's just too much for Lopez. I'll take Asensio by decision.
Nice.
Oh, my boy Nate the Great Marquardt. Before I give my opinion on this one, you guys know I'm biased as fuck. For Cesar Mutante. Cesar Mutante Ferreira. Mutante's an absolute freak athletically. Probably top 5 in the UFC. And Nate and him train together because I'm in the same camp. We were helping Vitor Belfort get ready for Anthony Johnson. So Nate, GSP, and myself flew to Vegas to help Vitor get ready for that fight. And Cesar was there because he was a protege of Vitor. And so we trained a lot with Cesar. He's just a freak, man. But in the UFC, he's just never found his groove. It's just never... It really hasn't worked out for him. It worked out meaning he shouldn't be losing to the guys he's losing to. Like Sam Alvey, CB Dollaway, a lot of these guys he shouldn't be losing to. He's such a freak athletically. He's technical, he's big, he's fast, he's good on the ground, has great hands, great kicks, but he just can't seem to put together. Even though he won 3 in a row and then lost to our boy Theodoro. God, for Nate the Great, like I said, I will never pick against Nate ever. He's coming off that God damn, Nate's record's getting salty. He's coming off that decision loss to Vitor Belfort, which I thought Nate had a chance of winning in decision, but it was in Brazil. Because my history is Nate, I got Nate by decision. If I would not bet on Nate on that fight.
Arlovsky.
Junior Albini, baby. Jesus Christ, Junior. His picture is tough. Knocking bitches out, though. Doing the damn thing in Brazil.
But that is a...
God, Arlovsky been doing the damn thing. And he's hairy as fuck in that picture. That's such an interesting picture for both of them. Arlovsky is so hairy in that picture.
What was that?
I don't know, the spring of this. Oh, God damn it. When's Arlovsky going to stop, man? He's just doing the damn thing. I'm not too familiar with Junior. He has one knockout, but Arlovsky has lost a shit. Arlovsky has lost his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lost his last 5 fights.
Wow. And that guy's on a run, so.
Yeah, I'll take Junior. Arlovsky just needs to stop. Junior by knockout. Holy shnikes. It is fucking heaven's waiting room. This card is heaven's waiting room for mixed martial arts. Matt Brown, Diego Sanchez, Joe Lozon, Clay Guida, Nate Marquardt, Andre Arlovsky, Matt Brown, Diego Sanchez. Blast from the motherfucking past.
Very true. Holy
shit. In intermission, you can play American Pie so we can recap and reminisce on just what it was like in the early 2000s. It's a fun card, man. Matt Brown, it's his retirement fight. Goddamn, his mohawk is so intense there. By the way, don't give your kids mohawks. I go to these daddy daycare things, and when their kid has a mohawk, he looks like such an asshole. But Matt Brown can pull it off. He's a grown man, so he can have a mohawk. But don't do it to your kids. They don't ask for it. They don't know what's going on. They don't know they look like assholes. Matt Brown, Diego Sanchez. It's Matt Brown's last fight. Matt's big for this weight class. Diego Sanchez has some miles on him. Diego wants to get in close. I just think Matt Brown's going to be too much in the clinch. Elbows, knees, that's where he thrives at. And it's just a bad matchup stylistically for Diego. I think they both go out on their shields, and you're going to have fight of the night.
It's a good bet.
Then the main event, Dustin Poirier, Anthony Pettis. Anthony Pettis had the experiment where he cut down to 45 is way too much for him. But 55 is where he belongs at. I don't think he should have made the change. Listen to this. So he made the change because he lost by decision to Dos Anjos, and that was Dos Anjos before USADA. He lost in a split decision to Eddie Alvarez, who became the champ. He lost in a decision to Barboza, who's one of the best in the world, most efficient strikers and technical strikers in the world. Nothing to hang your head about, man. Then he fought Max Holloway. I get why you're going to featherweight and you fight Max Holloway for a title shot. Then you lose to Max Holloway. You kind of whoop that ass. Now he's back. Fought Jim Miller. I like him at 55. I'm worried about his confidence. And Dustin Poirier, he's won 5 of his last 6. He's a monster. I'll take Dustin Poirier via stoppage.
Cool.
Yeah, Poirier's a monster. Got some fan questions?
Yeah, I got a few from yesterday.
I think first of all, you guys with the fan questions, you're the best. I think we had over 1,600 fan questions, which is nuts.
Enormous.
All right, what do you got?
How about this one? So, Rasad Kamal. Who was the biggest winner after all the fights? UFC 217.
The biggest winner from UFC 17 is Daniel Cormier, because I think he kind of really put himself out there as far as, the guy who should be doing all the major fights for pay-per-view with Rogan and Anik. I think he separated himself from the herd, which is what they need. And for any of those guys doing commentating, whether you're in Bellator, smaller shows, Access TV, whatever it is, I would take notes from DC, because he's being true to himself and he's living in the moment. He's not thinking about the stat to rip off or the next question or what his colleague's going to say. He's living in the moment. He's being true, and it's coming off as pure and natural on TV, and it's fun to watch, and it's good. It's exactly what we want. So DC's the MVP. As far as fighters go, the MVP would be Rose. Yeah. And well, you know what? Rose and TJ. TJ, there's just so much on the line. If you're to lose that, his career gets a little weird. And then for Rose, I mean, Jesus Christ, he beat Joanna, one of the best to ever do it.
Shocking. All right, so most wanted MMA. If they ran back all 3 title fights, what would your prediction be this time?
If they ran it back, GSP would win again. I have Joanna winning by decision, and TJ Cody flip a coin.
Jonah.mu, the light heavyweight division, who do you think could be the new champion after DC leaves?
At light heavyweight, if DC were to leave, would be Gustafsson. Ozdemir, I think it's awesome to see him get his title shot, and they're supposed to do it, early next year. So shout out to him. But Gustafsson would run the table.
Yeah.
But also, the guy who everyone's sleeping on because he's flying under the radar. I know he lost to Jimmy Manawa, but OSP is going to give a lot. He's kind of doing the damn. He's fought, 4 times this past year? It's so old, though. That division is so goddamn old. There's not a lot of excitement in there. You look at heavyweight and lightweight, and if you're the UFC, you're like, Jesus, man. But then you look at middleweight, welterweight, lightweight, bantamweight, featherweight, the women's divisions, there's a lot of promising stuff going on. But at lightweight, heavyweight, it is fucking the dinosaurs. Everyone's stegosaurus is just strolling the land. So there's not much there. But Gustafsson would run the tables if DC was out. And who knows, if DC Gustafsson fight again, I could very well see Gustafsson beating him. But Gustafsson would be a dominant champion. There's no one even close who would beat him besides DC. And I think if him and DC fought, he might have something to say. What else you got?
How many more you want?
Give me 2 more.
55? All right, this is just a fun one. V. Joey G. The most dime piece in the UFC, Paulo Costa or Alan Jouban? And Alan is alumni of the show.
Alan's alumni and actually had a contract with, was it Versace?
Yeah, Versace.
So you win. But then Luke Rockhold has a contract with Polo Ralph Lauren. You win. But, if Paulo gets a contract with freaking Gucci, I'm going to bust.
One more, you said?
Yeah, let's do one more. I got one here.
Okay, P. Whisk. Oh, wait, you got it?
I got one here from M. Fisher that someone's, my brother sent to me. M. Fisher 515. Question is threefold. 1, when will your This Is Not Happening story air? So let's just answer one by one. So when will your This Is Not Happening story air? The guy who edits the show said they just went through mine. It's 22 minutes long and it should air early next year. I know I'm waiting too. The second part of the question, where can U.S. fans see your TSN retrospective? So where I sat down and talked about my career for over an hour. It was a 2-part series. That's only available on TSN in Canada. Damn, it's
so good, man.
What are you doing, TSN?
Sucks.
You got to release that on YouTube. TSN, if you're listening, I know some of the guys that work in the office listen, you got to put that out on your YouTube channel. If you don't have a digital platform, what are you doing? You're limiting your resources. You have some great stories. You have, Bobby Lashley's retrospective. You have all these guys. You have great content. But if you're just limiting yourself to Canada, God, do you hate ratings and money? Release that shit. Release it. And then 3, are you planning a comedy special anytime soon? That's not up to me, man. I'm just grinding. I go on tour this week. I'm back at it. Thursday night, Charlotte. Friday, Saturday, Zany's Nashville. And then Sunday, Columbus. And Columbus is a booming. That's the biggest show on this small tour. And it is packed, which shout out to Columbus. You guys love me, apparently. So I'm excited to go out there and perform. So Thursday, I will see you in Charlotte. That is tomorrow night. Charlotte, let's do this. Let's get weird. Friday, Saturday, Zany's Nashville. Sunday night, Columbus. See you guys soon. tfatk.com for tickets. Big brown tees are for sale. I was rocking one yesterday. I'm finding the kid. You'll see them all over. There's we just reordered them because they sold out, but they're just back in stock. So get them right now. tfatk.com. As usual, guys, thanks for listening. It's been a hell of a week for the UFC, for myself, for everyone involved. Lucky for us. Thanks for listening. Bigger, badder, browner. I'm out.